Welcome, guys, to episode number 29 of Star Wars Happy Hour here at the Followers of the Force podcast. One of your hosts, David, along with Rachel.
Hey, guys.
And Meg.
Hello.
And we're going to have a very fun discussion today because I've been dying to spoil the hell out of this book. And finally, it is going to happen.
It is time
for Tempest Runner
to get our revenge on the shitty men who have annoyed us, which is Lorna D's thing, and I love her for it. I love that for her.
Oh my god. Finally. I think it was on Wednesday.
Yeah. Oh no.
I could not. I had to watch what I said.
Yeah.
It was just not. It was very hard.
Did it give you a new thing for like all of these actors that are doing like these press tours for movies they can't spoil but they want to talk about? So
100%.
Actually, for sure, because we were talking about it on Wednesday, and I was just sitting there going, "What can I even say about this without saying anything?"
Yeah, it's It's one of those things where you just really have to bite your tongue, because if you let any key moment slip, it's over. It's done.
Yep.
So Rachel, I haven't gotten to talk to you about it yet. Sorry, I look like I'm distracted. I'm posting up the link on Twitter.
You're good.
What did you think? Give us your spoiler-free, quick review, and then just spoil the hell out of it. It's fine.
I finished this a couple of hours ago. It was fantastic. I loved it. It was definitely a good. I felt like it was really in the vein of the Phasma novel, where it's the stories that made someone what they were. And it was just, I really, really enjoyed it. Really enjoyed the backstory and like the look inside how the Nihil work.
Oh yeah.
And now go spoil it. Go for it.
Oh my god, so many men pissed her off, and I just wanted to end all of the men.
That doesn't spoil anything.
That doesn't spoil anything yet. I'm working on it. I just woke up
Rachel?
Like, Meg, I just woke up. You're going to have to help me a little bit here.
There
Did anybody
was...
else?
No, go ahead.
Like, one, oh my god. Like, I thought Pan was dead from Rising Storm.
Yeah.
So he came back, and I'm like, this bitch won't die.
Yeah,
and then she finally kills him, and I'm like, oh my god, thank God. I've never been so happy to see someone die in a Star Wars property.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, I definitely was not expecting that, and because I also thought he was dead, and that reveal that he was alive, I was like, you know what, that would happen, fine, but also the fact that he's dead for sure.
Yes.
So.
And the moment where...
This is Star Wars, though, so we're not really sure.
I'm pretty sure
he's dead now.
He's super dead.
When they pushed him, I forgot the character's name, but when she pushed him off and he fell, and then they looked, and then she's like, oh, his body's gone. I'm like, great.
Oh, no.
Fantastic. This is not gonna come back to bite everybody in the ass like a few hours down the line. And of course it does, but luckily, as we said, he is dead. Very dead.
I thought it was really interesting. Like, I'd never thought before, like, we always thought that Twi'lek's fur from, Ryloth and everything, and you found out there was other colonies, and it was kind of an interesting bit of world building that I never really thought about, but I'm like, what? I love it.
Yeah.
Yeah, of course. I thought, and I know Meg and I, we touched on it on Wednesday, the backstory of her family and where she comes from, I thought was super interesting, because you're expecting the people that join the Nihil to be just hardened criminals. They don't care one way or the other what happens to people, and there are characters like that. Obviously, Pan didn't really didn't care much about anybody. But with Lorna, you're like, oh, she comes from a family that is, well regarded, and albeit there were disagreements, spoiler, her parents and her family, they are, so that was not fun to listen to.
No.
But
it's standard. It's every
standard Star Wars.
it's like, my thing is they never mention where her mom is, and I'm like, oh my god, what does this series have against mothers?
Yeah.
Oh no! I just had a thought. Oh no!
God,
I just had a
what?
terrible thought. Oh no!
Oh no! What?
Okay, I guess
But
it's not
are
that
you going to
terrible.
share it with us?
Hang on, I'm still processing. Just give me a second.
Okay.
All right. So
Take a second.
so we talk a lot in Star Wars about found family, right? And we talk about
Yes.
how, if whether you have to walk away from your family or you lose them or whatever, a lot of Star Wars is, oh, hey, you can find whoever. I never thought about that from like the villain's point of view. I never thought about the Nile being for some people that, and I don't know how I feel about it. But
it's the same way as like, it's the same way as like, that's why there's so many orphans in children's literature, because you find a family and that becomes your new family. But you can find a sense of identity in a criminal organization. Think
right.
Oliver Twist, the pickpocket, stuff like that, as much as, we've always hear it as the criminal organization that, but they're really good. But no, it can be.
Yeah.
I'm sure that a lot of broken people probably found a home in the Empire or the First Order too.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And that was the cool thing about learning more about Lorna D, is that the people that she's surrounded by when she's on the what's the ship that she's on, the Republic ship, starts with an R. I forget.
It's not.
This is why I should write notes.
Yeah, right.
Because I forget. Oh, the Restitution. There we go.
There it is.
I was going to say, I knew it was like a very apt name, but it wasn't the Redemption, because that would be too heavy-handed.
That would be too heavy-handed. So she's on the ship, and one of the Nihil that she's with, regular person. Like if you would have just said, this person's just, on here for whatever reason, you'd be like, oh, okay. But you would never think that that person would be a part of this group, because as we saw in Light of the Jedi and The Rising Storm, they're brutal.
Okay, so some of us saw in Light of the Jedi, some of us still haven't gotten there yet.
You'll see.
You gotta.
I know. I almost bought the Audible book today, but I didn't pull the trigger on it.
You should, because that book has, in my opinion, one of the best sequences in Star Wars, and it involves Space Forces.
Oh, yes,
the best.
So good.
But let's talk about how Lorna D has had a past with the Republic, with the Jedi, kinda. How did y'all feel about that when you heard it? Because I was like, this is where, and this is why I asked the question last week. I'm like, is this character capable of some sort of redemption? Because there are moments where you can tell she has some sort of empathy for other people. Whether the means...
She does not need redemption because she's not done a thing wrong in her life that somebody did not cause her to do. Excuse me while I start on my Lorna D did nothing wrong tour.
Right. She's screwed over by her, I don't know if you want to call him a boyfriend or just somebody she was hooking up with, whatever the case.
They never really give us the one thing I had. Sorry, I'm with you, David, but connected. One thing I kind of had an issue with in the audio drama format. I love this book, but they don't really give a very good timeline. Like, you don't know how far back any of her memories are. Yeah. So you don't. I got the feeling that when he screwed her over, she was probably like, it sounded like she was an adult, but not like an adulty adult. So probably 9. I don't know how Twi'lek's age, like by our standards, like 18, 19.
Yeah, I would say late teens.
Of adulthood.
Yeah. And then what's happening here, mid-20s, I would say.
Yeah.
Like that's where I gauge it.
I was gonna say I had her at, really young teens when, she made a stupid choice. She trusted someone she thought loved her,
Mhm.
and she was trying to make a choice for what she thought was the good of everyone.
Mhm.
And like every time she tried to make a choice for the good of everyone, it screwed her over. And so she started going just for herself.
Right.
Mhm.
And those moments, seeing how that betrayal played out against her family, and then when she's captured, how they were treating the one Gamorrean lady who was
Mhm.
having issues,
Mhm.
you could tell there was something there that
Yeah.
is capable of being, I don't know if you want to say saved or capable of being
Mhm.
expanded upon, but she definitely has that opportunity to not just be the character we saw in Light of the Jedi and the Rising Storm.
Mhm.
Like, she has potential to be something else because she was something else
Yeah.
for a point.
Mhm.
But it was, again, the point she makes that everybody else is telling her kind of, they have an ulterior motive for why they are, like, getting her to do these things, or being her friend or something.
That prison guard
Hmm.
just I wanted him to like not be the person who screwed her over, and then he screwed her over too. And I'm like,
Yeah.
Mm.
you wonder why my girl's crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This story was really good at even if the end goal is not redemption, it still was really good at making you feel sorry for her over
Oh,
and
yeah.
over and over again, because like even if she's done, bad things, you still understand, like, okay, I kind of get it.
Hmm.
Yeah.
I did anybody else? David, have you read the Phasma novel?
I've read parts of it. I haven't read the whole thing yet.
Meg, did you get? Yeah, I know.
I know.
My White Whale is apparently Catalyst in Light of the Jedi. David's is the Phasma novel now.
Mhm.
Did you, Meg, get like some some of the same vibes you got from Phasma in this book? Because I definitely got that vibe.
See,
I
I
mean,
really didn't. But the more I think about the two characters side by side, the more similarities I find. So maybe not necessarily the book for me, but definitely the character in terms of like coming from where she came from and how it led to
go to bed.
how she became who she is.
Mhm.
I
Yeah.
got that. It might also be I listened to Phasma as an audiobook, so it was a similar, I guess, whatever core memory or whatever.
Yeah.
Um, but I just got that same idea. And my favorite book is Gregory Maguire's Wicked, The Life and Times of the Wicked Witch of the West. And the
Mhm.
more I've been thinking about it, this does give me a lot of similar vibes as someone who does start choosing to do some pretty awful things, because unlike the fluffy musical, by the end of the book Wicked, the witch is making some pretty terrible choices actively.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But it's because every time she's tried to make a good choice, it's completely fucked her, pardon me, and everybody she knows over.
Mhm.
So
Yeah.
she stopped making those choices.
Right.
But yeah, there was some similarities to Phasma, although Phasma is a lot more single-minded
Yeah.
about what she wants
Mhm.
as well.
Yeah, I totally see that.
Mhm.
It's what we talked about too, Meg. Like, she's self-sabotaging herself
Yeah.
in a way. It's a lot of her just saying, like, this is what I am, basically.
Yeah.
This is what I do, and if you don't like it, tough. But that's just the way it has to be. And it reminded me of what Ben Solo says in The Last Jedi, when Rey says, "You're a monster," and he says, "Yes, I am." No,
Mhm.
it's that kind of, I'm reaffirming what everybody else thinks, so might as well just do it. But in her case, she's had people tell her that you could be a lot, you don't have to be this. Like, there's a lot here that you have that is capable of good, because you weren't a bad person.
Mhm.
It's the Sirius Black line now, and we're crossing fandoms.
What
Where
are
he
you
says,
doing?
he says you're a very good person who bad things have happened to, and
Oh God, I haven't thought about or cried about Sirius Black for like 3 years. Thank you,
You're welcome.
David.
Here we go.
I'm going to go back to crying about Harry Potter now.
Order of the Phoenix 2007, so 14 years since he's passed.
Oh no, I've cried over it a lot more since then.
Oh, that's fine.
Ask me about how the final book killed my 2 favorite characters within 20 pages of each other.
Oh no.
I still can't watch the end of Deathly Hallows Part 1, so.
Oh no.
I think we were talking about that a couple weeks
ago. Didn't we?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
I don't remember when David and I had this conversation, but David and I have had this conversation.
I'm pretty sure I was there.
I think it was last Saturday.
Oh, is it only a week ago? Oh God.
I think so. I don't know. Time is.
I don't know if I was on last Saturday. I can't remember.
Or maybe 2. I don't know. I brought it up a couple times.
But no, it might.
I remember because you were talking about it's the way that he's standing when.
Yeah.
Like, I was there. I remember.
It was last Monday when we were talking about Rising Storm, and we're like, let us just trauma dump all of this fiction.
Yes. Oh God. Anyway.
Speaking of trauma dumps, Kev knows what he did, and he's not sorry.
He's also not stopping either.
Yeah, no.
I know. I believe I started coming up with more nicknames for him on your status, and I called him a fabulous jerk, and he goes, "Oi!" And I'm
he
like,
did not like that one. No.
I said, "Said out of love, but after what you've done to my emotions, sir."
Yeah, I saw that. He's I'm still worried about that picture he posted with the pile of rocks.
No.
I don't want that to happen.
No.
Because I have this feeling he's gonna make Gio say something right before he's blown up.
No.
If that happens, he's gonna say something.
It's gonna be the Dobby effect where it's something about friends, and we're all like,
yeah.
I'm
tearing up right now just thinking about it.
I haven't even met Gio, and I'm tearing up because I can't.
Gotta read Into the Dark.
What are you doing? You gotta read it.
I don't think you guys understand. Like, at this point, if I'm consuming any more media, I'm going to have to give up eating or sleeping.
Why do you think I don't watch any shows? Because I'm reading too much.
Would you like to contribute to my GoFundMe for getting the audiobooks of all of these? Because if you would, let me know.
Read.
Yeah. Somebody buy me an Audible membership, Jesus.
And read. This is your 2. Listen, because I don't know how to do this. I'm directionally challenged right now.
StreamYard does StreamYard mirrors also.
Oh, there you go.
That helps.
This is brought to you by All Week by me going, because we recorded StreamYard when I do live theater, and I'm going, actor, no, look at your dad. No, you got to look the other way to look at your dad. I know it's counterintuitive.
Well, that's like I was trying to point at something behind me earlier, and I was like, which hand do I use? I don't know.
How was your helmet discussion, by the way?
It was fantastic. Everyone already knew my number 1 pick, but that's fine. I'm predictable. Go ahead.
It was Bo-Katan or Phasma.
It was Our Lady Bo-Katan Kryze, rightful ruler of Mandalore.
Damn right. Damn right.
Did you see Des from Sithy Minix got herself a pink Bo-Katan helmet?
I saw that,
I did not see that.
And I believe I left a comment, but then I had a moment where I was like, because that's like it's like my dream helmet. Not that specific one, but I don't have a Bo-Katan helmet, and I will get one eventually.
I want a Nihil helmet.
Now that would be cool.
Those things
I've been saying that I want to make I'm sewing, sorry. I can't sit still. I've been saying that I want to make a Twilight costume, and now Lorna D is a front runner, but don't know how I'm going to make that helmet.
It's very difficult. Just look, I'm sure Hannah knows people.
Yeah.
Look,
as we found out the other day.
Or like, I have 2 helmets back here from Etsy, and they look like the actual thing. I mean, Etsy is dangerous, but like there might be people making them already. Who knows?
Oh, I'm sure.
The only thing is, all I can think of is if I'm a Twi'lek, I'm going to have to pay and get contacts because I'm not going to be able to wear my glasses over face paint and.
I mean, if you want to go all out, go for it.
Just go for it. Yeah, I'm already. I am making Rey's bag from The Rise of Skywalker, so
amazing.
That's where we're at today.
So.
Anyway, back to the Tempest Runner.
What were we talking about? Right.
Yeah.
Well, we started talking about our feelings and then trauma in fiction.
Yeah.
What did you guys, or what was your favorite part of the story?
Ooh.
I know I mentioned the scene in the med bay a few days ago. That was very tension filled.
I feel like that might be my favorite part.
You mean the one
she was recovering and the one soldier goes in and he locks himself in there with her?
Yeah. Oh, the pilot. Yeah.
And he's like, you know what? The Jedi aren't doing their job. They suck. I'm going to do it.
Mine was like, with another med bay scene where her friend was going to kill the other Nihil. I can't remember anyone's name. I should have taken notes, much like David, but when she's going, they have my kids, Sal. So last night I got off work at 11. I'm sitting in the McDonald's drive-thru listening to this, trying to get something to eat before I go to bed, and I'm like really, really upset. And the lady at McDonald's is not sure why I'm so stressed out.
Oh no. It's Star Wars. It's always stressful.
So Meg, what was your favorite part?
It was either that, the medbay scene that you mentioned, or I don't know. I haven't fully processed this because it's still a lot to process, as is all the High Republic, apparently, because I'm still not over the end of the Rising Storm, and it's been like 4 months.
Yeah.
It still hurts. I'm still not sure what happened.
It might always hurt. The very beginning with the Jedi, when they're on the ship, like for some reason, all of that really stood out to me and made me think a lot about what the Jedi are dealing with at this point in the timeline. I feel like even though that was like the very beginning, it wasn't about her, about Lorna D. Like I really enjoyed that. I really liked getting that small, like it almost like moves the plot of like what's happening with the Jedi forward a little bit, and then you just move on to the next thing. It's like, oh, okay, so next book. And I really liked that. I liked how you got a little bit of that, but then the whole story could just move on and be its own thing.
Right.
I just really liked. I haven't listened to the other two audio dramas, so audio drama versus audiobook, but for something that was entirely meant to be consumed as audio, I could really pace out the like the battle scenes. I could figure out where everybody, like the ideas were. And it was pretty well done for that. Like I occasionally have issues processing audio and but I could still understand where everything was.
Yeah.
I think my entire favorite part though is still when she killed Pan, because I've been waiting for so long.
That was
sucker to die.
Was satisfying.
Yeah, that's probably in my top 5. If I had my top 5 figured out, that'd be in there.
It's just because I hated him in Rising Storm, and I was like, yes, and then he came back, and I'm like, oh my god. I'm gonna end him at this point.
He's super done.
Yeah, he's
the worst.
Bye-bye.
Yeah.
I liked learning about the structure of the Nihil, and then finding out that Marchion Ro that he wasn't always what we think of him as, seeing him as a timid.
Oh, I loved that.
And again, we don't know how far in the timeline, like how long she's been a Tempest runner since then.
Right.
And how long he'd run on the Nile, but so it comes with the idea that he's fairly young too.
And that also made me wonder, like, yeah, I say this as like a very shy person who does things like this a lot for that reason. It makes me wonder, like, the way that we see him like behave all the time, like especially like in Tempest Runner when he's interacting with Lorna D and he's whatever. When we saw him, like that version of him, it made me wonder like how much of him as he's presenting himself is just like not really who he is. Like, is he still that really timid person?
Yeah.
But he just wants everyone to think that's not the case.
Yeah, I
never
definitely
really,
get that.
I never thought that that'd be a thing.
Yeah. I know I'm a lot more forceful or also sometimes a lot more silly and outgoing because I don't actually like to be in social situations that much.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah. If y'all met me in person, I don't make eye contact with people and I kind of talk to the ground a lot.
Can relate.
Yeah.
Meg and I are totally going to end up, because we live near each other, we're going to end up at the same place at some point, and we're going to completely miss each other because neither of us is making eye contact.
Nope. Exactly.
Right. You
We'll
guys would
find
be
it out
like,
later.
"Wait,
We'll
is
both
that?"
have,
Be like,
we'll
"Oh,
both have
you know."
checked in on Facebook, and we'll be like, really?
Oh my god, yeah.
But yeah, that was that idea. And also, like where they're like, yeah, we're gonna kill the eye and then take over the Nihil, and Mark Cheon's like, not today, bitches. And I'm like,
Yeah.
I just live. Okay, so again, this might be my goodbye Earl level fantasies some days,
Mm-hmm.
but she's said, she stabbed the other guys in the back and said, look, they're trying to take you out, and the eye's like basically like, I don't need you, and she's like, the hell you don't, and stabs him in the back, and I'm like, we have no choice really but to stand.
She's her own person. And another part that I really liked was when she captures Bala, and then he realizes who the so-called bounty hunter is that he hired, and then she's just like, you're dead, dude. Sorry.
Remind me to send a copy of the tape of this conversation to my therapist because I feel like it could give her a lot of insight.
Oh my god.
It's definitely something that, like, I'm sorry. If the person responsible for your family's death, if you had a chance,
he sold you to slavers.
You're telling
and
me.
said he loved you, which almost makes it worse. I don't know how you could make selling you to slavers worse, but I think telling you they loved you first was probably it.
You're telling me that you're not, if given the chance, you're not just gonna be like, you know what, dude? Whatever happens to you, happens to you. You know? Maybe I'm not gonna be the one to do it, but it's like a mob boss. That's why he has other people do the dirty work for him.
There you go.
It's the case here. Just like, you know what, Pan? Just blow the guy's brains out. It's fine. But let's talk about the ending of the book, because she now has the restitution. Like, that is her ship. But now is the Lorna D again. But
do y'all think that she shot John? Because I've been taking an informal poll of people I've yelled at this book to on Twitter. And we think he's still alive. We don't think she shot him. I don't know who she shot.
I think we'll get to see what happened in that moment in one of the next books. There's going to be a flashback, and we're going to get what happened in it.
Yeah, agreed.
I obviously not in the escape pod with I forget her name, but with one of her friends.
Yeah.
That she sent away in the escape pod. He's obviously not with her, because I feel like she would have said, "Oh, check on this person." But there's definitely a possibility that she just, let him go in another escape pod. Maybe he's still on the ship, and she just has him somewhere, and we won't know that until it's obviously said. But yeah, I don't think he's dead.
I don't think she would have shot him. I don't.
That's where the empathy comes in.
Yeah.
And that's where, like, as messed up as what, as messed up as that situation was, I think there was enough sincerity there, and maybe like actual want to be a friend, that she wouldn't just, kill him or let him be, I don't know. What do you guys think? Obviously, we think he's alive, but the motivations behind him being alive.
It kind of brought me to almost a Kylo Ren and Rise of Skywalker thing. And now I'm going to tell you, I have a complete blur between what happened in the movie and what happened in the script we recorded. So excuse me if I'm, but no, I think it was in the movie too, when Kylo Ren says, "I've never lied to you." When he's looking for, like, John was looking for his own redemption in Lorna, but he'd still never lied to her about what he thought she could do.
Right.
So it's still, I'm using you for my own motives, but still I haven't lied to you.
Right. You're a means to an end without being cast aside as just a pawn in a way.
Yeah.
Yeah, that definitely. I
If
agree
it
with
could
that.
Run parallel, I might be one. Haven't come up with parallels yet, but
That's coming, I'm sure. We got Radio Rebellion in the house. Welcome to our discussion. Spoiler discussion.
Yeah, Meg's on with him this week. I'm on with him next week. He's just got his whole season lineup.
Yeah.
Doing the rounds.
Apparently we are.
So good.
So where does this go from here?
Can she become the Eye of the Storm? Because as much as I'm like a hoe for Marcion Rowe and everything, like, I am now all on Team Lorna D, and I think she should run this bitch.
Yeah, but then I want to know what happens to Marcion Rowe. Marcion Rowe. How do you pronounce his name? I'm gonna never do
I don't know. I've said it 6 different times.
In this story, it was Marcion. So
sure.
I don't know. Maybe it's like a Han hand kind of thing.
Yeah, I guess.
It's like wherever you're from, you pronounce it a little different.
Because now part of me is like, is something going to happen to him and she takes over and then he becomes like the Kylo Ren / Ben Solo redemption story atonement thing we never got in the sequel trilogy for reasons.
Wait,
or is it the other way around? Yeah.
Or does Lorna D?
Right. Or is it her? Like, is it the other way around? I've been so like, I've had such a hard time predicting what's going to happen next in the High Republic because I'm always wrong.
Yeah. I have a hard time predicting because I keep reading pieces of it and then wondering why I'm confused.
I just, there's so much happening. And
there's a lot of characters and a lot of different.
I feel like whatever we predict, it's not going to happen that way. So I don't know.
I was okay. So was anybody else worried they were going to completely redeem Lorna D and send her off to be good with the Republic? Because I felt like it wasn't going to be true to her. It sounds bad, but if they completely reformed her and sent her off to be with the Republic, I was almost going to feel cheated because she's such a good female villain. I didn't want them to take her power away, even though her power is being crap to people. But
and not a one-note villain either.
No.
Right. I feel like they still could do that, but it would be a long time before they did. I feel like there's a lot more of her story in the Nile that needs to be told. I mean, we have a lot of High Republic to go. We're only just getting started.
I just didn't want. Oh, thank you. My heart loves to hear it. But I just was worried that they were going to be like, "Hey, we're going to feature her and completely redeem her in 3 steps, and then probably kill her in the next book." And I'm like, if you fridge my Lorna D, I will find you.
Yeah, I don't think an audio drama would have been the best place to do that, even if they were going to this early on, because like, as much as I want to encourage everyone to listen to it, a lot of people just aren't going to, and it is what it is. So maybe that'll change if they do another script book like they have with the last 2. Like, they've printed the script so that people can read it if you can't or don't want to listen to it.
I know a lot of people like when they print the script and they buy them both and do them together because, like, people who have audio processing issues like I sometimes do, it can be easier.
Yeah.
But
I
needed a read along guide of all the people's different names, just in what era, because we kept jumping back and forth in eras, and I could follow it.
Right.
but it sometimes took a minute.
Yeah, I mean, like Thrawn had like a Dominus persona at the beginning because you needed one because all of those family names. And I'm kind of like, can we just do that for every Star Wars book / audio drama ever? Or what? Who was it on Twitter today? It was like, can we have a pronunciation guide of all these character names at the end of every book? I'm like, why don't they do that already?
Think about how, okay, back to Harry Potter. Think like she finally put in Hermione teaching someone how to pronounce her name.
Oh, yeah.
Because she was so tired of ever getting emails about it.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know how were people pronouncing it?
Hermione. Yeah. It's actually a name from Shakespeare, but like it's not I don't even remember how I said it because Goblet of Fire was my favorite book, so it came out fairly early.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Sorry, guys. I've been a nerd for a long time. I've just not been a Star Wars nerd for that long.
Harry
Hey, it
Potter
counts.
for a long time was my Star Wars.
Mhm.
It was
Like,
mine too.
It was while I saw Star Wars before, obviously before Harry Potter, because Sorcerer's Stone hadn't come out yet. After episode 3, it was, Goblet of Fire, Order of the Phoenix. It was the rest of them, and that was the thing for.
See, mine was I started reading the books when I was really young to read them because I was a really advanced reader.
Mhm.
And I couldn't find books that like kept my attention for long because I just would speed through everything.
Right.
And now I scroll Twitter instead. But so I read all of the Harry Potter books. I was my top, like for a while, I was the bookstore's reigning Harry Potter champion because I just retain all that information and then lose my keys and can't find them. But I can tell you what they were humming in like book 1.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was my big fandom for a long time. So if I have to reference something, it might always be Harry Potter.
No, go ahead, Meg.
Can I tell you a really quick very on brand story?
Yes.
It's Harry Potter related. So I did not read the books until college. I had seen two of my best friends were huge Harry Potter fans. So I think I'd read the first book like a long time ago, and then I'd seen some of the movies. So I got kind of what was going on, but not really. But my freshman year of college is when Deathly Hallows Part 1, right? Part 1 was coming out, the movie.
Mm-hmm.
So, and
that would have been
2011. No.
2010.
2010.
It would have been, I think.
Wow.
Late 2010. Yeah, late 2010.
Yeah.
Because Meg, I think you and I are about this. We're like the same age.
Yeah, I graduated high school in 2010, so it would have been.
Yeah, no, we're the same age.
Okay, cool.
We're the same age.
So when I got to school, I met a lot of people because I'm a nerd, who I've always been. I met a lot of people who were huge Harry Potter fans, and they're like, and I needed friends. So they were all like, yeah, we're all going to go see this movie. And I was like, I've never read the books. And I was like, I'm going to read the books. The movie came out 2 weeks from then. So guess what I did?
Don't tell me you read all the books in 2 weeks.
I read book 1 through halfway through book 6 in 2 weeks.
Yes, Queen. I read The Order of the Phoenix, the biggest one, the really big one.
I remember.
That blue
I
and silver
got
book.
it one afternoon, I think. Or no, I got it like one day, and then I was able to start reading it the next morning. I was grounded from my Harry Potter book because that was the only thing that would work.
Oh no.
Again, nerd child. And so I started reading it one morning, but I had to leave for summer camp the next day, and my mom didn't want to, send me with a huge ass book. So I read it all. I read all of Order of the Phoenix in one day.
I mean, I'm sure I probably did too, and I don't remember most of it.
Oh, I've read it so many times. I was like, would have been like 10 or 11, and my mom's like, how does she read so fast? And I'm like, I don't know, I just always have.
Oh.
I find myself a lot of the time, if I'm reading a book and I see like 3 paragraphs of just description saying what's going on, but then I see dialogue, I'm just like, I'm gonna go right to the dialogue.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sure I can't have missed much if I don't read that. But I think the only Harry Potter book I read more than once was the Deathly Hallows.
I read them all so many times. Like, you don't understand. I bought them for my a couple of years ago. My ex asked what I wanted for my birthday, and I told him I wanted Harry Potter and the Goblet of Fire because I'd finally moved some stuff out of my parents' house, and some of it, and I was finally getting all my books, and those were the ones that was before when we had family copies instead of just my copies. Like, I have my copies of all the later ones because I wanted my own, but I needed a copy of the first one, so I bought like the first couple for myself a few years back.
Yeah.
And then J.K. Rowling came out against trans rights, and now I won't give her any more money. But she cannot take my years of nerddom from me.
No, she
She
cannot.
cannot.
You just reminded me. This must have been in like 2000 and probably late 2000s. Just a freaking nerd. I wrote.
Oh my god!
I wrote a letter to J.K. Rowling because I had an idea for a sequel.
Oh my god!
To
it wasn't Cursed Child, was it?
No. It was If Everybody Had Kids, and it was like
that's
their
basically
story
Cursed
going
Child.
through. Yeah, but like without all the time, like the different realities and whatnot.
Oh.
Spoiler if you haven't read that play.
I still haven't finished I haven't read Cursed Child, but I went to.
It's fun.
I went to the midnight premiere of when they released the book version of the script. I went to the midnight premiere. I was at a rehearsal, and then I went out to a bar because I was in my mid-20s at the time, early to mid. But I went to the midnight release of it at the bookstore where I went to the midnight release of all the others, the bookstore I worked at for a long, because it felt like the right end to the story for me, was that I had to go see the last one released at midnight.
I remember seeing Deathly Hallows Part 2. The day it opened, I went with my dad, and I'll never forget. It was the moment when Hermione and Ron go into the Chamber of Secrets, and they finally kill the last. They kiss, and I remember there were these like group of 3 or 4 girls sitting behind us, and when they kissed, they like screamed, and I was like, "Oh my god!" It's like it was only a matter of time. Because everybody, we all knew it was coming. We read the book, so.
My thing with that was in the same year, Twilight had been released, and one of the Twilight movies. It might have been Breaking Dawn Part 1, so it would have been The Kiss at the Wedding, which I saw Breaking Dawn Part 1 once because my friend made me watch it with her. But we, my boyfriend at the time and I were huge Harry Potter fans, and we were sitting in his bedroom at his parents' watching the MTV Movie Awards, and his mother was watching them in the living room, and she was a huge Harry Potter fan. So when the kiss in Twilight won over Ron and Hermione's kiss that we all had waited for, we come flying out of the bedroom to go see how mad she is.
Oh my god.
And she's like, "Yes, children, I'm very angry. Now go back to whatever it was we were doing because this doesn't actually matter."
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
What a time. The culmination of those fandoms were
the
late 2000s.
Did you guys
2010s?
When I think I saw it on, not like a midnight release, but on the day it opened, I went to go see Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them because I'm one of 3 people in the world that likes those movies. But the credits came up and it started the dun 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 dun. I started bawling my eyes out. Yeah. Because it was hearing that. It's like every time, it doesn't matter that I didn't actually really care for Rise of Skywalker that much. Every time I heard the main title theme, I'm like, this is it, guys.
Yeah.
It does it to me in the audiobooks too. You hear that theme and you're like, oh yeah.
Yeah. That's a fun. Let's have this because I think since it's 7:49, let's use the last 11 minutes here.
Sorry, guys.
No, because we're gonna go off on another tangent in the next hour. What do we think is gonna? Where is this going? I think I may have asked this question already, but like, are we gonna get? I think this ends with Lorna D helping the Jedi. And the reason I say that is because of what happens at the end of the Rising Storm. With this quote unquote leveler. And
I don't know what
that thing is.
I don't know what it is, but I'm too scared to ask.
Don't ask.
And I think because she obviously is the only person right now that seems to be kind of, I don't know if a step ahead is the right phrase, but somebody who's definitely not afraid of Marchion Ro and who kind of can give some sort of insight into how he thinks about things, how he can manipulate one way or the other. I think it ends with her joining with the Jedi in some way. And I think because we know this dude is alive at least until episode 3, I think she reunites with Apo Rancisis. And or wait, is it him who she interacts with, or is it Poof? Yarel Poof. I think it's Rancisis, if I'm not mistaken.
I don't remember.
I think so.
I think it's Rancisis.
Right?
So if it's him, I think they have a reunion. And I think I think that he vouches for her in a way. And yeah, what do you guys think?
I think the Nihil are going to go the way I saw the First Order going before Rise of Skywalker, where the tensions between them are what is going to be what brings them down, not the Jedi.
It's like that power struggle between the Eye and...
Yeah.
Because you can tell Lorna is coming back to Ro, but she made it very clear she was not happy with him.
Right.
Yeah.
But without her, he has only partial Tempest. They think the Nihil are dead.
Right.
So they're clearly not doing much because they've scattered, but they've scattered and then apparently parts of them have been wiped out. So I could see a lot of their problems and a lot of the next thing, because we know, because of the teases for phase 3 is the light of the Jedi goes out. So clearly they get more powerful. Yeah, I know. Thank you. Thank you for making the face I was thinking, David. But they get more powerful, but I think there's going to start being cracks more. I mean, there's already cracks between them, but it seems like, the bad parts have been eliminated, but I think the cracks are going to start forming and getting bigger.
Fantastic.
It's going to be great. We're going to all hurt. We're all going to call people names on Twitter. We're all going to cry together. Hopefully we figure out what the hell the leveler is, because right now I'm just completely terrified.
I mean, the next book is called Fallen Star, so geez,
it's going to be great.
That could be.
Everything doesn't hurt. It's all good. What were our guesses on? Sorry, go ahead, Meg. You didn't make your prediction yet. Go ahead.
I was just going to say it's going to be like I can see Lorna D it being like a Hux situation where she doesn't care as long as Marchion Ro just goes down.
Oh God, it was me at the Super Bowl. I didn't need Kansas City to win. I just needed Tom Brady to lose.
I mean, same.
Good old Tom Brady. That guy has been the cause of a lot of pain in my life.
Oh no,
I hate that man.
As a Dolphins fan, he has just ruined my life for the last 20 years. So thanks, Tom, for ruining
I just hate him. I don't know why. He has such a punchable face.
But he's damn good, and it's annoying.
I hated him even more. I'm a Packers fan. So the year Aaron Rodgers was hurt during the playoffs, you want to hear me scream about Tom Brady for a couple hours.
Wait, I'm sorry. What did you just say?
I became a Green Bay fan because my ex was, so I could either join or try to fight it, and apparently fighting it wasn't working.
I'm sorry, I can't speak to you anymore.
If you live in Chicago and you're not rooting for the Bears, especially with Justin Fields, because that man looks like he's going to do some damage.
I don't know. I retain a completely strange list of sports teams I support. Like, my basketball team is from Toronto.
The Raptors.
So,
nice.
They have a literal velociraptor as their logo. Why would I not support that? But it's okay. What? My ride or die team is still the U.S. women's soccer team. So,
as it should be. As it should be. My ride or die soccer team is AFC Richmond. Ted Lasso, if you didn't know.
No, a lot of the people that a lot of the people that made Ted Lasso went to ISU, where I went, and were in the kind of experimental theater programs there.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, so it's kind of cool.
That is such a good show.
I have not watched it yet. Isn't it on Apple TV?
It's on Apple TV, and it is.
I'm getting a month of. I'm getting a month of Apple TV starting next week because there is the Pro Shot production of Come From Away, which, if you have not seen Come From Away, it is a fairly delightful little musical.
I've heard that.
It is about when they had all of the international flights had to land on 9/11. A lot of them got routed up to Gander, Newfoundland. And it's about this town of like 6,000 people that gets 6,000 people from around the world.
Oh my God. I just got like, I gotta watch that.
It's really good.
They've been, and for anybody who, doesn't do well with talking about 9/11 and that topic of things, you can turn this off or not listen. But there is a documentary that just came out called One Day in America. It's on I think it's on the History Channel or Nat Geo. And it's 6 episodes, but it has never before seen footage from firefighters and footage from, I think, just other people that were on the ground. And I'll tell you, I have never seen a documentary like that in my life. It is so sad. And some of the stuff you see, it was like because a lot, like, obviously every year they kind of put the same one.
It's 102 minutes that changed America.
Yeah, 102 minutes. Yeah, that one. And then there's another one that I think it probably came out in the late 2010s. But it's
still the late 2010s, right? It's not actually 2021.
Right, I know. Every time somebody says, 10 years ago, I still think 2005.
Right.
Like, wait.
Or my favorite is 10 years ago. I'm like, it's like, what, 1995? Yeah, no, it's not. 30 is coming for me, and it's coming like a load of bricks.
Right.
I can't. But, yeah, if you guys, or if anybody is just, not that you like, it's wrong to say you like watching that, but if you just, if you like history, if you just, want to kind of see just how things were that day. I mean, I was sitting in my kindergarten class that day, and I remember sitting next to my friend, and then one of the teachers ran in the room and they turned on the TV, and it was the two towers on with the smoke billowing out, and I got picked up from school. But man, it was
Remind
like,
me to talk to you because I need more early childhood stories for. Okay, if
gotcha.
nobody's heard this story a million times, I am currently the dramaturg for a theater production that I'm finishing up. We finished recording yesterday about it's a play that takes place against the backdrop of 9/11 and how it affected New York. And the most of the cast is, well, a good chunk of them are teenagers. So I was talking to all of these kids who weren't even born during 9/11.
blows my
Yeah.
It does.
Yeah.
They're so young, and I had to teach one of them how.
Is he here?
He
For the
is.
second hour? Jason, I'm sorry, you just came in on a really sad topic.
Oh God.
But you know,
Yeah, I know. I
yeah.
popped on to see if you guys were still talking about the. I popped on to see if you guys were talking about the Tempest runner, and you were talking about Ted Lasso. So I got a drink, and then I came back. You guys were talking about 9/11. So
Oh.
yeah,
You have to understand, I have had to. Okay, so my thing is, as much as David just said that, nobody likes 9/11 documentaries, I am fascinated by them because that is one of my earliest memories of the news because I
Yeah,
was
same.
9.
Yeah, same actually.
So
I was
the
5,
only
like,
the news story I remember before 9/11 is when JFK Jr. died because my mom was trying to keep me away from it because she worried that the story of a plane crash would make me never want to get on a plane again. Then 9/11 happened. But like explaining to these teenagers in this show, they don't remember a time when you could go to the gate at an airport without a ticket. When we weren't, the war in Afghanistan has happened for their entire lives.
Jesus.
yeah.
We had to explain to them what a school directory was. I crumbled into dust a few times,
Yeah.
just in case,
Like,
just like Loden, just.
Wow. Too soon.
I know, but it was one of those things where so they'd say something, and all of us went, "I'm going to go get my Metamucil now. Thank you."
Yeah, right? It's like,
But yeah. So if you ever want my list of resources, if you also are someone who was young when 9/11 happened and because of that you crave information about it, I have a pretty fantastic list of resources. And if you want to talk to your kids about it, I also have a list of resources for that. So if you ever want them,
yeah.
this is what I do for theater.
So Ted
Yeah,
Lasso.
Yeah, Ted Lasso, yeah, I know, and this is kind of like just on the spot right now. I just thought of it, because next Saturday falls on 9/11. I don't think we'll do a live stream that day. I think we'll just take the day and come back the
Definitely
following
makes
week.
sense.
Just because, I mean, with everything that's happened just in the last couple weeks, with the ending of the war, the explosions at the airport, and the continual, at least, I don't know if it's changed, but I'm sorry to turn into CNN now for the last hour, but the chatter going around that like there's a potential for some sort of thing for the 20th anniversary of 9/11. So I think it'd be best just to take that day and be with family and just regroup the following week. But there's also another documentary that came out on Apple TV, and it is a lot of new interviews with former President Bush and cabinet members, and taking you like into the war room when everything was happening. And it's pretty amazing. Like the pictures taken, like what they were thinking, the information they were getting. And I was just like, whoa. Because since the school was in Sarasota, I was in Miami. So that's like maybe 3.5 hours southeast. And I remember that was the fear of everybody over there, was like, oh, they know he's in an elementary school, but who knows if they know which one.
Oh God,
And
I can't even imagine.
And that's why everybody was like just pulling kids out of school. And that's why I was pulled out of school.
I remember they canceled all of our after school activities because it was a Tuesday. So my mom still remembers that she got a call from me to tell her I wasn't going to choir, I was coming home.
Yeah.
But yeah, if you ever want a really good book that is in the vein of we were talking about Tempest Runner, it was written to be performed. It's on Audible, it's on Scribd too, I think, but it's called The Only Plane in the Sky. It's compiling a bunch of oral histories of 9/11, and it's fantastic. And I think that you need to that you can read it too. It's published now, but to get the full experience, it's good to listen to if you're looking for something to remember that day and kind of the attitudes that happened.
Yeah.
But yeah, just teaching the kids about it was so like. I did tell them that, you're going to hear these stories about how united we all were after 9/11, but my best friend was Muslim. People were terrible to her the next week. And so if anybody wants to ever know when I became a radical defender of everyone, it's that week.
Yeah. Yeah. It's sorry. Jason got kicked out and then he changed his name. Because StreamYard continuously just kicks him out of the thing.
I don't know why Jason has such a problem with
we did a
StreamYard. It
3-hour
always
recording
works for me.
Sunday. We did it on Zoom. Nobody
That's
lagged.
fair.
Nobody got kicked off. Everybody was fine. Like 25
That is fair.
people on there. StreamYard, I'm on for 10 seconds and get kicked off.
Oh, it's actually not.
To be fair, the day was that the day we recorded for Rise of Skywalker, because we definitely had some lag, but it wasn't bad.
Yeah, that was that day.
Yeah,
we did. David didn't freeze once though.
Wow!
I know. I was so surprised.
Amazing.
I mean, my accent did a brief tour of the entire British Empire, but
man, I'm so mad I missed it.
I had a British accent until I got stage fright, and then I did not anymore.
Oh God!
Just
so.
Although, if you ever want to hear me we will release it. If you want to hear me earnestly begging David to come back from the dark side and not kill his mom, it's great.
Yeah, that was a time.
I was going to edit. I'm at my sister's. I was going to edit it this weekend, so I brought the laptop and everything. And I forgot to take the file off of my computer. So
no.
Oh, good. If you would have told me, I would have downloaded it for you. You want me to send it to you for tomorrow?
Maybe. I don't know. I planned to do today and didn't do any of it. So I did watch an awesome Dateline set in my hometown, so that was fun. I did do that.
Ooh, what case?
The Necklace. It's set in Pensacola, Florida. That's where the murder happened. No, this is a different. This is So she was ex-cop, moved with her husband to Pensacola. She went out with her. She was getting ready to move in with her girlfriend. Day of, her and another friend go off to run a bunch of errands, and then she never comes back. So I won't spoil it for anyone, but it's pretty good. I'm very happy when the Dateline where the killer is not either the ex-husband / boyfriend, and it's somebody outside of that inner circle. I'm always very happy with those. Most of the time, though, if you're about 5 minutes into it and they haven't interviewed the husband, he probably did it. So,
I was laughing one day. Those of you who were on the Rise of Skywalker recording, David, you met my friend Robin. Jason has watched movies with him before. He's great fun, but he hosts a podcast called The Trail Went Cold, which is all unsolved disappearances and murders. My mother loves his podcast, and she knows him too, but she likes to listen to his podcast as well. And there was one day I walk into my mother's room because I heard her saying something, and all I hear is, "Of course the husband did it, you weirdos!" And she's yelling at the podcast as I'm hearing Robin's voice come out of her phone because she's so sure the husband murdered this woman. So I'm walking by and I'm texting Robin like, yo, my mom's yelling at your podcast again, just so you know. And he goes, ooh, which one? I'm like, the carbonic soda murder or whatever. And he goes, oh, yeah, that one. The husband definitely did it, but we can't prove it. I'm like, yeah, that was what my mother was yelling at 8 o'clock this morning.
That's hilarious.
But yeah.
Oh, that's Zira. Nice.
If he's house sitting for his sister, there might be more dogs there too. Oh, it's in the Zoom, Snoops.
Yeah, that's the dog.
Oh.
No, yeah, Zara was like sitting by the door wanting to go out because she's nervous because I'm talking. And so I saw them all outside.
She needed to see her fan club.
Mm-hmm.
She didn't make her nose bleed again, did she?
She thought they were chasing something. Not since the last night, no.
Okay, good.
Ugh. She has not had good. Zira has not had a good day.
Aww.
How does that happen, though? I've never heard of a dog having a nosebleed.
With the car, she just got bug burn over her.
I think Jason's about to get kicked off.
All over her nose.
I'm so happy this is not me this time. You have no idea.
Okay, do you want me to translate that for you since I heard the story of what happened? She keeps trying to bury her food in the carpet and gives herself rug burn. That is why her nose is bleeding.
I feel bad for laughing.
I just thought for like half a second I was going to have to go over to Meg's house and pick her up off the floor because I thought she was going down.
I'm fine.
It's okay if I have to go rescue you. I'm not putting on real pants, so I'm going to waltz over there in my Resistor Sisterhood t-shirt and my Grogu shorts.
Well, all right.
Oh, man.
I waltzed my butt into Casey's wearing these the other day. I'm like, I don't give a fuck.
And neither does anyone there.
Oh, the Casey's on my side of town is the Wild West sometimes. So
What's
is
that?
the dollar.
What's Casey's? What's that?
You don't know what Casey's is? It's a gas station chain that has pizza.
It doesn't make sense to me either.
I don't think that exists over here. We just get Wawa, 7-Eleven, Shell, Chevron.
Okay,
Racetrack.
Casey's is. Hi, Jason.
He's back.
This is the third time. I get kicked off this time. I won't be back tonight.
Oh,
I'll just be at my sister's, cursing StreamYard and how much I hate it.
I don't understand why it hates you so much.
Yeah, I feel like whatever bad shit was going on with mine has now just gone over to Jason's.
I don't know what everybody's problem is. I recorded a whole show on StreamYard this week. I had a couple of laggy connections, but nothing this bad.
I don't know.
Jason, do you need us to perform an exorcism on your computer? Do you want us to
that's what it is. I think it's because he's the one person here who hasn't finished Tempest Run yet.
It could be. It very well could be. It could be just me being punished for it.
Yeah, absolutely.
You never know.
But yeah, we were trying. Jason, you know what Casey's is, right?
Oh, he just left.
No, I'm here. I just got the dogs went back in.
Oh, okay.
I'd never heard of it until I moved down here, and then when I found out what it was, I was like, "Who gets pizza at a gas station?" And then
it's fantastic.
Yeah.
Aside from Wawa, why do you get any food at a gas station?
I used to work at a truck stop, so I ate there because it was a matter of convenience.
Oh God,
That's fair.
Oh God, I would not. No.
Oh God. Here, let me just hear the collective groan in a second. My brother, when he was on a trip, I think to California, with his then fiance and her family, they stopped.
Was this the one who you got drunk at his wedding or at his bachelor party?
100%.
Okay. I can't remember how many siblings everybody has.
Just one over there.
Okay.
But they had to stop at a gas station. Guess what they got from the gas station? Which should
Did they get
probably
sushi?
They got sushi.
I trust a
no.
lot of food I shouldn't, but gas station sushi is something that even I would not trust.
And what do you think happened afterwards?
No.
A
for
couple more
24
stops at
hours?
gas
What should
stations for
happen normally?
Let's just say,
my
if you want to get sushi at a gas station, don't, because you'll have
no.
not a fun time for the rest of the day.
No.
And next
especially
day.
if you're on a road trip.
Oh God.
Yeah,
Ooh.
yeah, not fun. I'm just imagining the sushi being like room temperature,
Oh
No, make
Like
it
not-
stop. Make it-
like not cold,
Oh,
you know. And they call it a
Oh.
California roll with crab, but it's probably
Oh.
just
God.
whatever ground hot dog meat that they didn't use.
Stop it.
Oh man, it's great. It's great. There's an idea for you people
I have
that
been
are
drunk
trying
and had
to.
Walgreens sushi,
Ew.
I've
What?
never been.
but not.
Walgreens has sushi.
I thought Walgreens just
Yeah,
had.
well, Walgreens or Walmart. I was in Chicago. I was walking home drunk, and I stopped at some place. Cool. Sushi at like 1 o'clock in the morning. Awesome.
I have had. Okay, so some of the grocery stores down here have sushi, and some of them it's really good because they have a full sushi bar with sushi chefs.
Right, like
Yeah,
Publix.
but that makes sense.
Yeah, no,
Right.
I
No, we have
I
those here.
trust I trust a lot of food that I shouldn't. No. Just no. I trusted do you guys know what Schwan is? The frozen food company with the trucks and everything. I trusted their sushi once that you had to thaw and eat, and I did not like the stomach
You
ache
had
I
to
got from
thaw
it.
it?
No.
It's all frozen food company.
Right, but I'm just the idea of having to thaw sushi just doesn't.
Yeah, look, it was not a great idea. My mother bought it, she gave me it. It was not a good idea.
Here's a question,
But
everybody.
I have
What's the
also
one
eaten
thing
some
that you've
pretty
eaten?
questionable things while intoxicated.
There you go. What's the one thing you've eaten, intoxicated or not, that after you thought about it, you were like, maybe you shouldn't have done that? All right, Jason's probably gone for the rest of the night.
He's going to be in our comment section.
Yeah,
Yeah, he's
Yelling?
definitely going to be.
Typing in
Yeah.
all caps angrily.
Jason, Godspeed. See you next week.
You know what? Maybe we should. No.
Oh, wait.
Oh,
He's giving it
oh.
one more try. I am surprised. I am surprised. Wait, is he? Wait. All right.
Hi, Jason.
How you doing?
He's back again.
Only because I didn't get kicked out completely. It went right back into trying to get me back on. So
Oh, I see.
It
my
only
hatred
half
for
kicked you out.
StreamYard
Okay.
stands.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. We're still trying over here. That's good.
I definitely ordered DoorDash at 1 a.m. on January 1st, 2020 in
Oh.
Chicago because my
Oh.
sister and I went to the Zoo Year's Eve party
Uh-huh.
at Lincoln Park Zoo, which was 21 and older only. So, it was at night, so even the buildings were kind of dark and you couldn't see the animals as well.
Mhm.
But it was still
Okay.
fun because you were at the zoo with adults instead of children. They still let you
Right.
ride the carousel though, because drunk adults. So we took the CTA there and took an Uber back to our hotel. And my sister, the entire way home from 11:45 through the Champagne Toast, going home, kept talking about how much she wanted nachos. My sister is a vegetarian. We were not going to, unless we were finding chips and cheese at some 7-Eleven somewhere, and I was not going to walk into a sketchy-ass 7-Eleven on the Magnificent Mile at 1 a.m. I have an instinct
No.
of self-preservation. So we are ordering nachos from DoorDash at 1 a.m. So we go down from our hotel room to go meet the DoorDash driver because it's a hotel, where you can't get people to come up with food. You got to go down and meet them. We are walking downstairs. My sister is wearing cat leggings and her nightgown that says Meowie Christmas. I am wearing Stormtrooper pajama pants and a Kylo Ren t-shirt to meet the DoorDash driver. Let's just
Like
say
you do.
that the amount of $8 drinks we spent at the Lincoln Park and we pre-gamed the New Year's Eve party definitely contributed to this decision, but the Mexican food was fantastic.
Well,
or
that's
it could have
good.
just been I was starving and it was 1 a.m. And for the record, 2020 did not deserve that party we threw it.
No.
Oh, no.
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 All right, who's next? Who has another... Just
What was the original question?
Regrettable food choices.
regrettable food choice. Yeah.
Oh.
Or bad food choices
Oh,
made while drunk.
I thought we were talking about drunk food choices.
Well, either or both.
Drunk food choices, I got tons.
This I don't know if this is my best one, but it's the first one I thought of. So there's a local pizza place near me that makes really good pizza. But I was ordering a bunch of food for myself. I don't remember why. I don't know if I deserved it or not. But
You always deserve it, Meg. I believe in you.
I was ordering online, and they have really good chocolate cake, but you can only get chocolate cake if you call an order, and I'm not doing that because I'm not calling people to order my food.
No, it's the millennial trap.
Yeah.
Exactly. So
we don't talk to people.
Yeah, exactly.
No, we don't.
No, never. So I still want a dessert. Oh, never mind. I remember why I was celebrating something. I ordered something called a campfire pizza. Now let me try to
s'mores.
It is a pizza crust with chocolate sauce instead of pizza sauce. Marshmallows,
dessert pizzas,
graham cracker pieces. Okay, you would think that this would taste amazing, right? And I suppose, first of all, this is the actual size of an actual pizza. That's the first problem.
Oh God.
So the first couple of little pieces that I had were fine. I ate this stupid campfire pizza for 3 days in a row. I will never. It's just me. I will never order that stupid campfire pizza ever again. I ate only that for 1 day because I was trying to get rid of it. It was horrible.
Because you're at the point where you can't, you don't want to write it off and waste the money.
Exactly. I was like, I've gone too far. I have to finish this. I hated myself so much. Who makes a dessert pizza that's the actual size of a real pizza? I guess someone who's not ordering food for just themselves.
I mean, our household, 2 out of 3 members have problems with chocolate. So, right, guys?
Okay,
my dog is very concerned as to why I'm laughing right now.
Did it at least taste good?
Not
the first
really.
day, I'm sure it did.
It was fine, but the problem was it was mostly crust, but not in a good way. So it kind of just it's not satisfying at all.
Oh my God.
I make bad choices sometimes, and that was one of them.
If you guys want to hear about the dumbest... Okay, so dumbest food choice today. I sat outside of Panera Bread for 20 minutes waiting for my curbside order before I realized that I ordered from the Panera Bread on the other side of town.
Don't you hate when that happens?
Nice.
God, I don't think you guys understand. Shooting this show, I am so damn tired.
I've done that. DoorDash to my sister.
Oh no!
No. I heard DoorDash to my sister.
Staying.
I'd get away from.
One of these days we have to have a happy hour on Zoom so nobody freezes.
Oh no!
I think he's gone.
He's not coming back. Actually,
I feel like we're like the ER doctors in a drama. Oh my God, he's flatlining.
Yeah. Charge the paddles. clear. Oh, he's gone.
Oh no, I just pulled him out of
Alright.
the stream because sometimes that'll make it where he'll unfreeze.
We're calling it 8:24.
Oh, there he went.
I think Jason's gone.
Rest in peace.
It was a valiant effort.
Okay, David. Most regrettable drunk food choice, and go.
Screw you, StreamYard. I'm out. All right, hey, Jason. Okay, most regrettable food choice, drunk,
or otherwise chemically altered.
No.
Don't look at me. I've never gotten high because I eat weird shit when I'm sober. So
I am trying to think.
Okay, most regrettable food choice while drunk that you remember.
Okay, so I've told the story before, but bachelor party, Montreal. After the club, went to get pizza. Pizza was delicious. I think I ate it too fast. I also probably drank a Coke too fast. And I proceeded to just throw it all up on the last bite. Yeah. And all I could say after was, I apologize.
No.
As I'm leaving the pizza place in Montreal, Canada at like 2 a.m.
Oh, no.
So, yeah, it's fine. You know when the bouncer has to flash a light in your eyes to tell you to get out of a club? You've maybe had a little too much.
Maybe.
Maybe had a little too much.
Oh, God.
Yeah, it's fine.
Oh, my God.
I'm still here.
See, my problem, and the time I got sick from drinking, one of them, I wasn't even drunk and I got sick from drinking because I was laughing, so I accidentally inhaled beer and coughed so hard I almost threw up at our table at a bar because I inhaled my beer instead of... Don't bring beer into the lungs, friends. It does not end well.
Oh, God.
Oh, God.
So
I thought that was going to happen to me with an Irish car bomb.
Okay, one time, guys, we need to decide on what would be the best Star Wars movie to watch while drunk. All of us get tanked, and we record our commentary on this movie.
Attack of the Clones.
I am so down.
Attack of the Clones.
I feel like we should just work our way through all of them, but we should probably space them out over a couple years because we don't... Some of us are older than others, and some of us cannot be getting drunk every weekend.
No.
Listen, I work from home as of right now. I can do episodes 1 through 9 in a span of 2 weeks. I'll be
I don't think
fine.
you guys want to... No, you guys don't want to watch episode 9 with me drunk because I'll get, I'm not usually an emotional drunk, but I will become an emotional drunk when Leia dies, and it will be bad.
Oh.
But, yeah. It's okay. I also, hit on everything that moves when I'm drunk, so if I can't call Obi-Wan Kenobi for the first 3 episodes...
I mean, I just laugh. I just laugh a lot. It even starts to annoy me, and I'm like, why can't I stop laughing?
I don't remember what day you'd had a drink or two before the show, and everything was hilarious, and it was the best show we did.
Oh, God.
Because you laughing was making me laugh, and it was making Jason laugh.
I don't think I listened back to that episode for that reason.
I had a great time.
So what you're saying is I should do that every Friday?
Yes.
We'll see.
I think it might have been Star Wars What If, and we were trying to explain what ifs while more than one of us had something to drink.
Oh, God.
It was great. I enjoyed every minute of it.
Oh, gosh. Speaking of... Have you guys watched it?
David, did you just ask me if I watched a Marvel property?
Oh, that's fair.
No, but I've heard a lot of other people talk about it.
Okay, so if you watch any of them, watch the most recent one because
I've heard it was brutal.
It was brutal, but if you replace a few characters with Star Wars characters, that story would wreck you beyond belief.
Oh, I gotta watch it now.
Do you want me to tell you what it's about?
Go for it. I'll get to it eventually, but yeah.
Okay, so it's
by eventually she means next year.
It centers on Doctor Strange.
Mm-hmm.
I love
So-
Doctor Strange, but that's because I love Benedict. Sorry, continue.
So Doctor Strange's story is, he's a surgeon. He gets in a car accident, loses function of his hands, goes to Comertage and gets the,
The
gets
wooey
his
wooey
powers.
shit.
Yeah, learns all the mystic arts and all that stuff. In this
Aforementioned
story,
wooey wooey shit.
yes. In this story, when he goes in the car, he is not alone. He goes with Christine, which is Rachel McAdams' character from Doctor Strange.
His girlfriend, right?
Yes. And
Oh, no.
she ends up dying in the
No.
car wreck. Yeah.
What?
No.
And then what the Watcher says, he's like, in this reality, Doctor Strange didn't lose his hands, he lost his heart.
Oh,
And then Doctor Strange is trying to prevent that death from happening. So he goes back in time and he's like, okay, instead of trying to cut this guy off, I'm just going to stay behind him. Accident still happens. She still dies. Next time he tries to go a different route. Different car hits him. She still dies.
Big Anakin vibes.
He says, let's not go out. Let's just, go to a diner, have dinner there. Robert comes in, shoots her. She dies.
What?
He says, I'm not going to show up to the date. Let's see if me not being there changes anything. He goes to a bar. Oh, there was a fire at this apartment building. She's dead.
Oh my God.
So
Everything hurts and I don't even care.
So no matter what he does, she dies. And then the Sorcerer Supreme, who we meet as Tilda Swinton and Doctor Strange, she says, this event is an absolute point in time. You don't become Doctor Strange unless this happens. There's no way around this. This happens, and you just have to move on. He says, no, there's always something you can do, and I'm going to try and do it. There's always, I can be more powerful. Who does that sound like?
Oh my God.
People told me it had big Anakin vibes.
Yeah. So he says, okay, I'm going to, he ends up learning how to become more powerful. And he starts to absorb the powers of these other beings and stuff. And then she kind of splits Doctor Strange, the mystic from Doctor Strange, the surgeon, and splits them apart in the same timeline so that they can sort of have a conversation together. So it becomes bad guy Doctor Strange, who's kind of gone all psycho, against regular Doctor Strange, who is like, we can't do this. And so they have a fight, and the evil Doctor Strange ends up absorbing the other one.
No.
So he is now, full, trying to save her. And so he absorbs all these people, and he goes to the site of the crash. But by this time, he looks like a demon. Like he's got wings and stuff, and he resurrects her, and she's freaked out. She's like, oh my God, what is this? Blah, blah, blah. And then by him doing that, he has effectively destroyed that reality, and that reality ceases to exist. And the last words he hears from Rachel McAdams' character is, what did you do? And she dies. And that is the end of that what if story. So,
thanks, I hate it.
Can you imagine, because of Anakin's, thing of, I can save you, I am more powerful than any Jedi has ever dreamed of. And what happens? She dies. So let's say if we're following Marvel rules in Star Wars, if that is an absolute point in time, that happening sets everything into motion.
Vader.
It creates Vader, but it also creates Like, what happens if she survives and she's with him? What becomes of Luke and Leia? If Anakin is that way, what becomes of the galaxy if? Because let's say he does twist. Let's say Padme survives and he's like, "Oh, bet you're alive. I don't have to do this Sith bullshit anymore. Like, I just used it to bring you back, and we're done." But what if he doubles down and is like, "Oh man, this is great. With all this power, look what I can do, and look what I can save. Look at all this stuff." So yeah, it's a very depressing episode.
There was pain I didn't think I needed to
But
have today.
It was, and also, you know who voices Doctor Strange? Benedict Cumberbatch. You know who voices Rachel McAdams' character? Rachel McAdams. You know who voices Wong? Benedict Wong. It's the cast voicing their characters, and it's fucking great. So watch.
So I watched the first What If episode, and
Agent Carter,
yeah, and what I've heard is it's just gotten progressively darker as it's gone on, and I'm like, I kind of love that. I kind of love it.
I love it when things aren't scared to go dark, but then I'm like, you hurted me.
Yeah, but like, it's a good kind of pain because it makes you think.
Wait. Then you should see the one before the Doctor Strange one.
Okay.
The Doctor Strange one is darker, but the other one is still pretty dark.
What's the one before? I've heard of Captain Carter. I heard of Black Panther.
Imagine if somebody is trying to assassinate the Avengers.
What?
Before they become the Avengers.
Dude, I'm not ready.
It's insane. And what I love about it is that they get, like, half the time, they get like 80% of the actors to return to voice the characters. That's what I love about it.
So good.
But yeah, it's been my favorite episode because it's been the most real, and it's been the one that I think could tie into Spider-Man No Way Home and Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness, because in this episode he interacts with the Watcher. Which is nuts.
Oh
yeah,
God.
Yeah, it's crazy. But,
well, I know what I'm going to go do after this now. I got to watch all the episodes I haven't yet.
I want updates in the Discord.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Legit.
Oh, my God.
But do y'all have anything else you want to talk about? Or do you want to end it at 8:37 tonight?
I don't know, but you have... I want to see David chug another beer and try and explain a Marvel movie.
Listen, as long as it isn't anything dealing with the quantum realm or...
Oh, God.
I love you, but I do enjoy you trying to explain Marvel while mildly intoxicated. It makes my life better. I don't know. Anybody got like life updates? Like outside of Star Wars? Like shit going on? Shit good? Everybody good?
I mean, for anyone who listens to this one of these days, again, we will have a review for Star Wars Visions Ronin on September 28th. I'm about 8 chapters in. Obviously can't talk about it because the embargo is still in effect. But yeah, we'll have it ready in like 3 weeks.
Sweet.
And then hopefully we'll get then we'll be able to review that spoiler free and then with spoilers, and then wait for the next wave of High Republic so we just hate life for a little bit. You know?
We're all lining up to let Star Wars hurt us again.
Yep, exactly. But that's all that's been going on, at least with things as a whole. I don't know. What about you guys?
I am working on stuff for Comic-Con right now, which is why I'm sewing while talking.
Nice.
So there's that.
What about you, Meg?
I have life updates, but I can't share them on the internet. But can I say anything else? I discovered today that I own way more Funko Pops than I thought.
Nice.
Yeah, and a lot of them I don't have boxes for, and I'm like, that's unfortunate because when I first started collecting them, I was like, oh, I don't need this box. And I just threw so many of them away. And I'm like, I have so
I
many
don't keep
secrets.
my boxes.
Yeah.
I mean, I've got like 2 Funko Pop boxes if you want them to pack stuff up or something. But
Yeah, I'll consult anyone I know who collects, and I'm like, how do you? Because I just don't want to ruin them,
Yeah.
when I packed mine up, I wrapped them like they were a vase or something. Just wrapped them in moving
Bubble
paper.
wrap. Oh yeah, moving
And
paper,
honestly, I moved them in a bag. Like just put them in a lined a bag with them.
Yeah.
And carefully carried them with me.
Yeah.
Yeah. I wish I could do that.
You might need multiple bags or a large box and some bubble wrap.
I might need a lot of things. Yes.
So now there's going to be a fund for enough bubble wrap for Meg.
Please, can I just bubble wrap my entire? Can I just get a container big enough to contain all of my life and make it easier to transport myself?
But yeah, I mean, I guess that'll be it for tonight. But before we go, I know y'all see the little scrolling text on the bottom. Those are the Red Cross. That's the Red Cross link for those affected by Hurricane Ida. I know if y'all been watching the news. The South, as well as the Northeast, with the offshoots of the storm, they just got completely hammered with flooding. So if you can donate anything you can, that'd be great. And also, a fellow podcaster from the Canto Bight Dispatch, Emily Lind, she had terrible flooding at her place. So if you have any way to donate to her as well, that link is down there too. It was a major storm in terms of what it did. I mean, at last I saw, it killed like 9 people in New Jersey. So if you have the ability to,
you guys in Florida.
Oh yeah, we didn't get anything.
I was gonna say, I know it hit mainly Gulf Coast. I didn't know if you guys got like an offshoot too.
No, we just got some rain the other day, but nothing.
Yeah, that's kind of what we got here.
Isn't normal. But yeah, and like those areas, especially the Northeast, like the drainage up there isn't the drainage here. Like you're just not used to getting that kind of rain. So it definitely
Sandy was so big a couple of years ago.
Yeah, and with basements, we don't have basements over here, so definitely more equipped to deal with that as opposed to them.
Like as a Midwesterner, the idea of not having basements is very strange to me because where do you go when the wrath of the Lord is in a spherical windstorm?
Exactly.
What I do, I go to the sliding glass door. I'm like, oh wow.
Okay, you could live in the Midwest because that's.
Hello, do you want to say hi? Do you want to say hi before we go?
That's what the staff says.
Come on,
do it, baby.
Come on, come up here. Say hi. No, okay, don't sigh at me. Come up here. Come on.
I heard that.
Come on.
That's sad.
She's so done. She's like, why are you just sitting? Why don't you pay attention to me?
Boots, are you going to come say hi?
She doesn't want to say hi.
No, he's not.
You want to try one more time? Come on, come up here. Say hi. There you go. Come on. Oh,
there she is. Hi,
baby. You're so good. I'll be with you in a minute, okay? Yes.
But yeah, so definitely if you guys can help out with that. And yeah, we'll have a New Year's Star Wars Journey episode on Wednesday, done by Meg with Becca Benjamin of Tarkin's Top Shelf. We'll be recording episode 36 of Words Between Worlds next Friday night on Patreon. And as we mentioned earlier, we'll be taking next Saturday off for the 20th anniversary of 9/11. So no Saturday night happy hour next week. But we'll be back the following week. And
we only get weirder.
We only get weirder. That's right. That is absolutely right. The following Saturday night happy hour, these 2 beers will turn into 4. That's a promise I have right now.
By next the Saturday night happy hour, I think. So in 2 weeks, I think Hannah will have graduated. So
yes.
Yay!
She is
Shout out to Hannah.
so lucky that it's COVID and that we live so spread out, because otherwise her entire fire academy would be like, why is there a group of like 6 weirdos here for Hannah's
Yeah.
graduation?
Right?
Yeah, why is that guy in a Kylo Ren helmet? What is going on?
Why do they all have lightsabers? What are they doing?
Why do they all have lightsabers? Why are they all weird?
It's like they know they can't cut through anything, right?
One of them has a sign that says "Maul would be proud of you, Hannah."
Oh man,
Oh,
so
God.
yeah, guys, we got a lot of cool milestones happening over here. So once anything new happens, we'll be sure to let you know. But until next time, may the force be with you always. Stay safe and have a great Labor Day weekend. Bye, guys.
Bye.
Bye.